Good afternoon YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Today I fitted a top box to the Royal Enfield Himalayan. Now, it's probably not what you think it's going to be. It's certainly not what I thought I was going to put on the bike up until just a few days ago. But stay tuned, I'll show you what I've done and I'll tell you just exactly why I did it. Right folks, so the box I fitted is a Peli or a Pelican style box, not a Pelican box, but very similar. So let's just get off the bike and I'll have a quickly show it to you here. Show you what it looks like, show you how I fitted it as well. Okay, so let's have a look at this. And there she is. Oh, I've left the ignition on. Probably don't want to do that, we'll kill the battery. How'd I manage that? Okay, so here it is. Now, this is a box from a company called Max. This is a Max 430. And I fitted this today. It's literally just bolted onto the bike from underneath. You see here, I've fitted it to the GB rack. I've put 6 bolts in there. But I'll show you that from the inside. So, if we open this up, we've got this, I think they call it sort of pluckable foam. You can pull this out. Loads of layers here. And here it is. Now if you look inside here, just tilt this camera. If you look inside here, I've actually put this is a plastic chopping board in here, believe it or not. And that's just to help reinforce this. So what I did was I measured out the size of the box. I wanted to make sure that it fitted almost exactly between the new panniers to maximise that width. So then I measured everything out and drilled through the 6 holes. As you can see here, I put in these bolts. These are M6 by 30s. Now what I want to do is replace them. They're about 5mm too long. I've got M6 by 20s and they're about 5mm too short. So, but no matter, I'll replace that. Now, this box is good because it's IP67, or at least it was before I started knocking holes in it. IP67 means that it's waterproof and it's dust proof. I think it sort of fits the industrial nature of the Himalayan, I'll be honest. What I didn't want was a big tall top box on here. Apart from the expense, they're not cheap. They're a little bit sort of catching the wind, if you know what I mean. Whereas this one's a little bit sleeker, I think. You've also got to think about what you're actually using your box for. Now I'm going to be using this predominantly for camera gear. And by that I mean drone, laptop, GoPro, stuff like that. Things that are breakable. Because these side panniers are going to mainly be sort of clothing and tools and stuff, although I have got a little toolbox going on under here as well. The box is lockable. You can put padlocks in here. Ideal. It's got the handle, although it's not going to go anywhere. And it's got a little pressure valve here. So I might put some kind of quick release bolts or something in here in its place, or maybe some little wing nuts or something like that, just to, if I want to get it off in a hurry. But kind of made a conscious decision just to bolt it on there and kind of leave it on there. I think it's safer, to be honest. It's worth mentioning that I'm not the first person to do this. Loads of people do this, but I kind of got this inspiration from a couple of channels. I saw a box very similar to this on 40 Times Around FTA. Then I started looking at it for the Himalayan, and I saw there's a YouTuber called Pawson. He had done something similar, but he's put a much bigger box on there. I put links on that. You might want to look at that. I think it was like some kind of toolbox, like a juicing toolbox or something like that. It's worth watching, because this is a much more cost-effective solution, and I think a better looking solution, I've got to admit, than most of the top boxes that are on the market. If you're just looking for a cheap little top box, then to be honest, they're hideous and they're plastic and they're crap. Higher end ones are really good, but they are obviously much more expensive, and they tend to be a lot heavier, a lot bigger. These boxes are solid. You probably don't want to do what I did, and that's start dropping the box before you even bolt it onto the bike. I dropped this a couple of times. There's plenty of space here. See these big strengthening struts? I reckon I could bore some kind of hole through there to put straps on here. This is not going anywhere, this is solid. I could put straps on there to maybe sit a tent on top of that. You know, things like that could be strapped on the back there. Still plenty of room. Plenty of space here to put my dry bag where my camping gear's going to be. At the front end here, I've still got to put the fuel cans on there. Now obviously that's not really needed for North America or Europe or anything like that, but once I start going further afield, then I'm definitely going to need some kind of spare fuel. And on the top here I'm going to have a tank bag on there. Now I've already got the tank bag, but I'll talk about that in a future video and show you just exactly what I've got and how I'm going to fit it. But there she is. She's really starting to look the complete package, I reckon. She's almost adventure ready and ready to go. Excuse the back wheel, I've had her off road today, so she's getting a bit manky. I've also put new rubber on the bike. Now, people who know their tyres might recognise that, but again, it's something that I'll talk about in a future video once I break this tyre in. But I think it's a good one so far. Where is it? Hopefully you can see it. Sun's starting to go down. I don't have long before it gets dark. I'm being absolutely eaten alive here. We've got a thing in Scotland called the midge, or the midgie. They're absolutely brutal, especially at dusk. So let me know in the comments what you think. Is this a good idea? Should I have gone for something bigger? Should I have gone for the GV box that I'd kind of been thinking about? Or should I just stuck with the original idea and put soft bags and stuff on there? For me, I think this is a good solution because I'm going to be wet, I'm going to have sand, I'm going to have dust, all sorts of things like that. And I want to be able to look after my electrics and stuff, especially if I tip the bike. So I think this is a decent enough solution for that. Okay, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked this. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below. Maybe even hit that notification bell so that you know next time I upload a video. I'm going to be uploading at least 2 a week, maybe even more, especially when I start travelling. So anyway, if you want to watch another video, have a look at this here, and I'll see you in the next one.